was about 2 years ago that I had the opportunity to work with Robillard. He had agreed to produce my album at the time, and so that would have meant going down to the States, using some of his musicians, and it would require a much bigger budget than what I would normally be used to. It depended on the outcome of a grant that I was applying for. Unfortunately, the grant didn't come through, but it allowed me a chance to kind of just pull back and review where I was at musically. Half of the material that made it on this album actually came from the album that the Duke was going to produce for me. My friend Cory, who runs a studio that we recorded our album at the last 2 times, he started a new studio and a learning center in Markham, and they were going to do a recital for the students. He asked me to play in the band and in exchange to give me some free studio time. So it was recorded at Awesome Studio by Cory and mastered by Andy Krehm at the Silverbirch Mastering. And I'm quite pleased with the work that they've done. And one of them was a cover, a Catholic hymn, "Shall We Gather by the River." It's about losing close ones and loved ones, and the promise of meeting them at the end by the river. So it's a universal topic, and I love the song and the melody and the message it gave, so that's how it ended up on the album. Funkalicious was an attempt to write something different from what I was used to writing. It's very syncopated, very upbeat. I incorporate a lot of modal and minor melodic kind of scales in the solos, and everybody enjoyed playing it. We had a great groove when we were recording it, and that's how it became the title track of the album. With pretty much the same guys for recording the project, with Paul Mason being the new addition to the group. Fantastic piano player. He's not as flashy and fancy as most piano players are, but he provided a great accompaniment to what I was doing. And as usual, I have McDonald on bass and Steve Farrugia on drums, my go-to guys. And together they're just solid, fantastic group of the rhythm section. Provided a solid background for we get to wherever I usually do on top. It was just a wonderful experience to play with these fantastic musicians.